Coming up next on the Colorado Evening News, murder suspect Jim King takes the stand today in his own defense.
Rain pounds the Front Range, and we have an afternoon of watches and warnings. We'll have the latest from the Storm Center.
And we're going to see a little loop-de-loop from the Front Range Airport. Preparations for Air Show Colorado.
And I'm Ed Green at the Temple Buell Theater, where Jerry Seinfeld goes on stage in about 1 hour. We'll also talk to Tom Martino with new products, and we'll talk about that wild weather.
Good evening, I'm John Ferrugia.
And I'm Mike Fearberg in for Raynelda Muse. The Colorado Evening News is next.
Alcoholism, the warning signs. Drinks to relieve tension, lies about drinking, performs poorly at work, avoids family and friends, suffers memory lapses, wants to drink alone, loses control. Don't check them all off before you find help.
Call Charter Hospital anytime for help and information. 989-5000.
In 1872, President Ulysses S. Grant was so moved by its beauty, he declared it a national treasure to be protected and preserved for generations to come. Millions have made the journey, and for the past 75 years, when they arrived, they filled up with one gasoline, developed by a company committed to protecting the environment, long before it was the thing to do. It's Conoco, and at Yellowstone, it's not just the hottest brand going, it's the only one.
Isn't moving great? I've got a million things to do and one day to do it. Luckily, I've got some help from US West. With Express Service, I got my phone connected overnight. That's how I found out my furniture was somewhere on the planet. Where? I've got the yellow pages, a pager, even call waiting. Hold on a second. Hello?
Miss Lombardi, your furniture will be there in 10 minutes.
Great! Except I'm not Miss Lombardi.
US West, making the most of your time.
You're watching News 4, home of the Olympic Games. From the center of broadcast news operations in Denver, this is the Colorado Evening News with John Ferrugia, Raynelda Muse, and Ed Green.
Your 25-year career, did you fire that pistol at any human being, even as a police officer?
I never fired my pistol at any human being.
Murder suspect James King proclaims his innocence in a court of law today. And electrical storms jolt the Front Range in eastern Colorado. One lightning bolt burned down a garage in Jefferson County. Good evening, I'm John Ferrugia. Here's what's happening tonight. James King is suspected of murdering 4 United Bank guards. We'll have the latest on his testimony in just a moment. But first, let's go to the News 4 Storm Center, where Larry Green has had his eye on today's severe weather all afternoon. He joins us now with an update. Larry, what's going on?
John, the first outbreak was here in the Denver area about noontime today, about 11:30. And of course, we'll have pictures of what was going on here a little bit later on. And then there were 2 other outbreaks, one moving along I-70 out in extreme eastern Colorado and the other down in the extreme southeastern section of the state. We had tornado watches in effect for much of the day. Let's take a look now at what we have on our graphics computer and show you exactly what we have in mind for, well, the tornado watch until 7 o'clock was for extreme eastern Colorado. However, that has been canceled in the last few minutes. Tornado watch in the extreme southeastern section of the state is still in effect. Let's go now to Double Doppler North, where we're taking a look into our backyard right here in Denver. So, light showers have been moving across the Denver metro area over the last few minutes. It's just now stopped here in downtown Denver, and it has stopped on the west side. However, CityCam, taking a look down at the tech center, is indicating that the rain showers are moving through that area and continuing to move to the southeast. We've been looking at strike 4 for lightning strikes. No lightning associated with this. Most of the heat has left the system. Well, that's the latest from the Storm Center now. Of course, Ed's going to be back just a little bit later on, give you the forecast. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, Larry, thanks very much. We'll talk with you a little later.
Okay.
The murder suspect in the United Bank massacre took the stand in his own defense today and immediately declared his innocence.
I swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in the proceeding now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
So have a seat right there, please.
James King appeared very calm today as he was sworn in and took the stand to tell his side of the story. And his lawyer, Walter Garash, didn't waste any time getting to the heart of Jim King's testimony.
Mr. King, did you commit these crimes?
No, I did not.
Were you involved in any way with these crimes?
No, I have never killed anyone or robbed anyone.
King also talked about the sorrow he felt after learning about the Father's Day massacre, about the time he spent as a guard at the bank, and about his surprise at being arrested for the crime. If convicted, King could face the death penalty. The jury is expected to begin deliberating early next week. Police say the so-called society burglars are under arrest tonight. A task force from around the metro area says the 3 arrests came late last night. The suspects were in district court in Castle Rock today. Police say they face a long list of charges, including kidnapping, aggravated robbery, theft, and assault. The 3 men were arrested last night following the robbery of a Highlands Ranch family that was allegedly terrorized. Police say the suspects could be responsible for 7 similar robberies in the past year.
In other Colorado headlines tonight, the Boulder County Jail gets a top rating.
Well, second from the top anyway. The Boulder County Jail has been rated the 2nd best in the country by inmates who wrote an insider's article for Playboy magazine. The authors never actually spent time in Boulder County. They gleaned the information from the inmates' grapevine. The Boulder County Jail touted for its no smoking policy, regular contact visits, and co-ed religious services.
A group of Coloradans will be attending the Earth Summit in Brazil. Mike Lesnick and 2 others will represent the Keystone Center in Summit County. The center is an organization focused on science, public policy, and the environment. They will brainstorm with others at the summit for ways to preserve plant life native to Colorado.
Democrat Josie Heath says she has enough valid signatures now to make it a 3-way race for her party's Senate nomination. Today, Heath said she has collected more than 20,000 signatures. 11,000 are needed in order to qualify for the ballot. Heath did not qualify for the August primary at last week's state convention.
The National Rifle Association has mounted a massive nationwide campaign to pressure NBC News not to air a documentary tonight on violence in America. The program, entitled The Brokaw Report, America the Violent, has the NRA worried that NBC will take a position supporting gun control. So it's told its members to call NBC stations and affiliates to protest. The calls have been coming in here by the hundreds. The NRA says it's basing its fear on editorial opinion columns written by NBC President Michael Gardner. Gardner, expressing his personal opinion in national newspapers, has called for a ban on handguns. The NRA asks how Gardner can hold such a view and not influence the news division, which he controls.
No one would ever believe that the president of a national news organization would do anything other than carry his personal views into a documentary program.
Gardner was unavailable today, but I spoke to NBC anchor Tom Brokaw, who says Gardner's personal opinion is irrelevant.
He is not imposing his judgments on the programs on NBC. What he is doing is saying, in a newspaper column separate and distinct from what we do, this is what I believe.
The Brokaw Report, America the Violent, airs tonight immediately following the News 4 Late Edition at 10 o'clock. Well, Ed Green is at the Temple Buell Theater tonight. Got a night out, huh, Mike?
Sounds pretty good. He's joining us now with a look at what's ahead on the Colorado Evening News. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Mike and John. And yes, Jerry Seinfeld will be here in moments at the Temple Buell Theater. He takes the stage at 7:30, and I have the privilege of being the MC tonight. We'll talk about it coming up. Also on the Colorado Evening News, the airfare wars mean a lot more summer travelers. We'll tell you how that will impact Colorado tourism. And we'll look through John Nichols' lens into a century-old grocery store right here in Denver.
News 4 presents the 1992 Budweiser Summer of Stars with Indigo Girls. Friday night, August 14th at Red Rocks Amphitheater. Indigo Girls live. A night of spellbinding music. Indigo Girls with special guest Matthew Sweet. Tickets go on sale this Monday. Part of the 1992 Budweiser Summer of Stars concert series, brought to you by News 4. Nothing beats a Bud. Produced by Faye Concerts.
Ethan Allen introduces the American Impressions Collection. Just because you don't have a lot of money to throw around doesn't mean you have to live with disposable furniture. Right now, there's a sale at your Ethan Allen Gallery.
Are you ready for summer fun? Then get your Elitch's Payless for Fun Pass. Go to your nearest Payless drugstore camera department and purchase your Elitch's Payless for Fun Pass now. Get ready for good times times 8 with 8 days of unlimited rides for only $50, and you'll get a Payless coupon book. Altogether, it's a $150 value. It's the best deal you can get on 100 years worth of Elitch's fun anywhere. Elitch's Payless for Fun Pass. Brought to you by Payless Drugstores, Elitch Gardens, and News 4.
This News 4 financial report is brought to you by Public Service Company of Colorado.
The soon-to-be history fair wars of 1992 are translating into big business for Colorado tourist destinations. They were already expecting a busy summer. Now some are putting out the sold-out sign for weekend bookings. Contrary to popular belief, summer is really the big tourist season around Colorado. Visitor numbers are twice as large as they are in the winter, and this year the numbers are likely to be larger than ever. The lure of Colorado: clean air, great scenery, and recreation for just about everyone. This year, Colorado tourist destinations figure they've got a big one on the line. Bookings and inquiries were way up at many locations, even before the airlines put at least some seats on half-price sale. Now, those who got those seats are searching for places to stay. At Copper Mountain, summer bookings are up 20%.
We're getting calls, people who had not thought about coming, people who were going to drive to a location, now taking bigger trips and bringing more people to come because of the fact that they can get airfares that they really feel they'll never see again.
From the standpoint of lodging managers, this is a windfall. They don't have to cut their rates to bring in new business. Tamaron Resort in southwestern Colorado says they're sold out of most summer weekends already at full price. But for the state as a whole, the impact of cheap plane tickets may be smaller, because most visitors come from Colorado and adjacent states.
It's not quite the same as it might be in the wintertime when we know we're pulling so many destination vacationers. More gasoline prices have been stable, and we'll expect, again, 2/3 of the people to drive here in the summertime.
Still, when a big prize is in sight and you don't know if you'll be able to reel it in, it's nice to have a bit of help show up. And for Colorado tourist locations, fair wars have done the trick. There was a surprise in today's employment report out this morning. The jobless rate, which most analysts figured wouldn't move very much, jumped to the highest level since 1984. That news sent bond prices higher on hopes of another round of interest rate cuts, but stock prices were mixed to slightly lower overall. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished with a loss of just over a point, statistically really not significant at all. It closed 3398.69. Volume at 199 million shares was the lowest since Monday. Declining stock numbers led those of gainers by about 8 to 7, and for the week the Dow was up, but the gain was, again, very insignificant, less than 2 points. The jump in the jobless rate was higher than expected, and the number of new jobs added to U.S. payrolls in May was lower than expected. The actual gain of 68,000 was about 1/3 less than the consensus forecast. In the mortgage markets, rates were fairly steady this week, with the U.S. average for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage at 8.59%, down just 1 basis point from last week. On the COMEX today, gold was up by a dime today to close at $338.70. For the week, gold gained $2.30 an ounce. And crude oil prices were up again today to post yet another high for the year. The July contract finished at $22.62 per barrel, up 14 cents for today, 51 cents for the week.
And that's it in business.
And that's it for business.
Well, you always say that, so even when you're here by yourself.
I usually say that to Ray when she's not here. Well,
you know what today is? It's Friday, and of course that means the troubleshooter's got new products.
Fortunately, he's at a distance tonight, John. He's going to be here with new products you need for summer, like a bug shield that uses scare tactics. He will explain coming right up.
You can't see it, but it keeps your clothes warm and dry. You can't taste it, but it works great in the kitchen. You can't touch it, but it takes care of your dirty work. And you can't smell natural gas unless you've got a leak. So if you ever smell natural gas, get out of the house right away and call public service or the fire department from your neighbors. A friendly safety reminder from Public Service Company.
The Brooker boys are here on tour. What's been the highlight of your Lake Edna stop, Matt?
I'd say this new honey barbecued chicken, Russ. Fried chicken glazed in a special sauce with a touch of honey. Get 2 pieces with baked beans, coleslaw, and a biscuit in a roundup meal for just $2.99.
That was completely unsolicited.
The 2-piece honey barbecue roundup meal, just $2.99, or the 8-piece meal, just $9.99 for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Any mulching mower can chop up grass and return it to your lawn as fertilizer. But the new Honda Harmony's exclusive twin-blade cutting action gives you finer clippings and other mulchers. So you get a better end result. The new Honda Harmony. Nothing's easier.
It's time to go for the gold. Watch News 4, and when you see this medal, you'll have a chance to win a cruise to Barcelona for the summer games aboard the NBC chartered cruise ship. Go for the gold. Let the game begin. Brought to you by News 4.
Well, it's time for this week's new products. Tom Martino is with Ed at the Buell Theater to show us some gadgets this week. And Ed, I want to caution you. I know you got a big night tonight, so don't let him spray anything on you or cut your tie off.
He's been warned. Thank you, John. What do you got tonight, Tom?
Okay.
New products.
All right, this is an amazing little invention, okay? It's a known fact that female mosquitoes hate male mosquitoes.
Oh, really?
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Anyway, the thing is
Story of your life.
Now, hold on
Yeah.
now. The female mosquitoes hate male mosquitoes, and they're the ones that bite.
Okay.
Okay? So now you wear this thing and listen to it. And now this simulates the sound of a male mosquito, and there won't be a female mosquito in the house. They will leave. It's available at Sharper Image, and it's $20. So
Mosquito repeller.
It's a mosquito repeller you wear in your pocket. They tell me it really works.
Okay.
Now this thing is for those hard to groom places. Trust me, Ed. Trust me.
All right.
What it is. Now, we all know
it's
we've had.
something that's
Have you
working.
tried with the micro screen to get those nose hairs? It doesn't work. Trust me, Ed. But this does.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I can breathe a lot better now,
Now,
Tom.
hold it.
Yeah.
It's really getting them.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Did you see this? It really gets them. There's a little blade in there,
I
and
know.
if you get too close, it hurts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Available at Sharper Image.
Can I do it to you now?
And look
Oh.
at this. Why, I don't know. They have a hole here for the key ring.
Put it on your keychain.
You'd have to have some serious nose hair to carry one around with your keys. I don't know.
It grows by the minute.
All right.
What do we have here behind us?
Oh, here it is. Now, we
Excuse
like
me.
basketball, but
Right.
I'm a little short, so you can
Right.
adjust it here. It's for the yard. You set it up real quick. It's only $100. Available at Brookstone.
Even you can dunk this.
That's right. That's right. I could make the playoffs if I had one like this. And it's adjustable. It's lightweight. What you do is you fill it up with water or with sand. You can put it at the poolside or set it up in the yard. Has a real backboard. And how do you like that? And when you're done, you can put it away, slip it under the bed. And it's only $100.
There you go. That and mosquito repellent and nose hair clipper. I tell you, you come. Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it. That's it from the
You're
Temple
bleeding
Buell
a little
Theater.
there,
Thank
just
you.
a little.
Temple Buell Theater.
I'm sorry.
We'll be back to do the weather in just a moment. Thank you, Tom. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Ed, would you tell him people are eating dinner this time of night and we don't like that?
I'll tell him.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
A lot of class out there at the Buell
That's
Theater.
right.
All right. Well, there were weather watches all across Colorado
Ed's
today.
gonna be back in a moment to tell us whether it'll be a stormy weekend. So stay with us.
Legend tells how the Capuchin monks created a small miracle, an extraordinary coffee that came to be called by their name, cappuccino. With a cap of rich froth, a tantalizing aroma, and delicious taste. Now Maxwell House has recreated that small miracle. New Maxwell House Cappuccino. All it takes to make great cappuccino today.
When the eating starts, the talking stops. I know I got good barbecue. Folks ask, how you do that? I don't say a thing. I let the sauce do my talking. KC Masterpiece Barbecue Sauce. This sauce says onion, says garlic, molasses. It's no dressed up ketchup. This sauce says barbecue loud and clear. Just listen. Your mouth will tell you. KC Masterpiece is barbecue.
Les line drive Shapiro. Larry Beanball Green. Les has a .749 average with 25 home runs. Larry 58 strikeouts and 16 shutouts. Both these boys this summer have their sights set on the City of Lakewood's men's softball tournament.
Play ball!
Registration deadline is June 15th. Call 235-6737 to enter.
You boys are going to be tough to beat.
Les and Larry, the team to watch for.
Well, there is a tornado watch in eastern Colorado tonight.
And Ed Green joins us now from the Buell Theater with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Mike and John. Yeah, we've had some wild weather around here. The tornado watch is still going on for the eastern plains. You've heard about that, and we've had some wild weather as far as the showers, thunderstorms, some very heavy, and some people just saw sprinkles. And you'll see that in our city cam shots. First, we're going to go to the mountain cam, and you can see we just don't have a whole lot going on right now. A little sunshine poking through the clouds. And again, some people only got sprinkles today, but let's go to our other city cam. This is out of the tech center. Yeah, skies are gray, and we do see some rains out there. Traffic is moving slow, and you can see by the streams of water that the cars are making, they're getting some heavy rains right there. That's pretty much the way it's been around the city just about all day long. Some areas with just a little wind, sunny skies, and a few drops. The next time you look out, it is pouring rain. Statistics right now, 61 degrees because of that rain, 60% humidity, northeast wind at 14,299.87 and rising on the barometer. As we take a look at our satellite picture, you can see clouds going right on over the U.S., and we have heavier clouds further east. They're having their problems with showers and thunderstorms, and that's generally the unsettled picture across the nation. As we look a little closer to home, things will change just a little bit. Showers and thunderstorms over the mountains and east. The west will stay relatively dry, and their temperatures reflect that, 72 to 85. 65 to 75 for the mountains. We'll heat up on the eastern plains to 72 to 85 again tomorrow, and we'll see some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Here's the way our Denver forecast goes. Tonight, scattered showers and windy with a low down around 50 degrees. And tomorrow, variable cloudiness with scattered showers and a high of about 73 degrees, a low of 50. And then for the next several days, 77 on Sunday. Look at the 80s coming back for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the typical afternoon showers and thunderstorms each afternoon. Again, we're at the Temple Buell Theater. Jerry Seinfeld tonight. He is going on stage twice at 7:30 and at 10 o'clock. And Nicole Cavello is with me right now with NBC Promotions. Nicole, let me ask you, how many cities has Jerry done now?
This is Jerry's 18th city. It's actually the last night of his tour.
How has the tour been going?
Great. He sold out in every single market. They added on second shows after his first show initially sold out.
He is sold out here tonight. Everybody is now beginning to fill in the lobby. They're anxious to see him. But he does more after all these 18 cities and the tours, 2 shows a night. He does more than just concerts, doesn't he?
Right. He's got a benefit planned in LA to help out with the riots. Him and George Wallace are doing that. And he's got a busy schedule towards the end of the summer going back into production for Seinfeld, which has been renewed.
That's right. Now, that's great news. Seinfeld has been renewed. When does that go into production?
I believe he's going to start in mid-August or so, and they're planning to do 20-what episodes or something.
And the new shows begin in September once again, right here on NBC. And also, right now, we're about a half an hour before the show begins. What is Jerry doing right now? I know singers have to kind of tune up their voice, and they're rehearsing. What does a comedian do?
He basically just sits in his dressing room and tries to get himself together before coming out in front of the audience.
So he likes it quiet, nobody in there.
Peaceful.
He's not
coming privately.
All right.
He's got Barry Mortar opening for him tonight, a good friend of his who's been seen on Johnny Carson, David Letterman.
So we will have 2 people here, and I actually opened before that. You forgot to mention that, Nicole.
And he'll be there.
And between the 2 shows, Jerry's been kind enough. Marty Matthews, who does Colorado Today with me, will be joining me backstage, and we're actually going to do an interview with Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, to air on the show. So we're looking forward to that. Is he a pretty easy interview?
Is he what?
Is he an easy interview?
He is.
Is he a good guy?
He's a good
I don't have anything to be worried with?
No, don't worry about it. It'll be easy.
Now, you're based out of New York.
Yes, I am.
So what do you do back in New York? Are you calling all the cities and getting everybody lined up?
I'm working with all the affiliates and lining up all the interviews and working with all the local stations and people like you who like to introduce.
And I got to tell you, Nicole was very kind to me because she had to talk to me about doing the MC bit for the beginning of the show. We have 2 professionals here. They're both comedians. Nicole said, don't try and be funny. So I'm not going to be funny. I'll play it straight tonight.
No comedy. You have 2 comedians on tonight.
Nicole Cavello, thanks very much for being with us. Jerry Seinfeld here at the Temple Buell in just minutes. That's it from here. Now back to you in the studio.
And I'm sure you're going to be a great straight man. No problem.
You bet.
Hold my seats. I'll be down there right after the show's over.
Okay. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks.
Well, coming up next, one of the oldest businesses in Denver.
That's right. John Nickel takes us to a grocery store where you can still pick up dinner after a century of service.
It's your best time to save.
It's Weberg Furniture's Best Buys sale.
Save on hundreds of our best-selling items.
Then take advantage of our best financing offer.
No payments for 6 months.
No interest for 6 months.
And no money down.
It's Weberg's Best Buys sale.
Fantastic discounts on living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms.
Incredible markdowns on recliners, entertainment centers, even mattresses.
And new furniture costs you nothing for 6 full months.
It's your best time to save.
It's Weberg Furniture's Best Buy sale.
This weekend.
I meet a lot of special people in my line of work, but Tuesday night, Ed Green and I will introduce you to some kids who are at the top of my list.
Join Marty and me Tuesday, June 16th for Kids with Courage. You'll see amazing stories about kids, family support, all backed up by excellent medical care. They're stories that will inspire us all.
Join Ed and me for Kids with Courage on News 4, Tuesday, June 16th at 7 p.m.
$3! That's how Pizza Hut delivers the ultimate triple play. First, get on base with a medium new and improved specialty pizza at regular price and steal any second medium pizza for just $3. It's the Pizza Hut triple play. Here it is in super slow-mo. First, order a medium new and improved supreme meat lovers or pepperoni lovers pizza and steal any second medium pizza for just $3.
Call now for Pizza Hut delivery.
You can experience a revolutionary way to buy a new truck. The low final sales price is clearly displayed on every truck at Suss Pontiac GMC Truck, home of bottom line pricing.
We want to remind you that the Blue Angels will perform this weekend at the Air Show Colorado. It's at Front Range Airport. That's on I-70 near Watkins. Gates open at 10 in the morning, both Saturday and Sunday. Tickets for adults are $8 in advance and $11 at the gate. For children, tickets are $2 in advance and $4 at the gate, and you can get the tickets by calling Ticketmaster.
100 years ago, some of the products sold at the grocery were a whole lot different than what you find there today, but service is something customers always understand. News 4's John Nickel takes us to an historic grocery in North Denver, which tomorrow will celebrate a century of service. Here's a nickel's worth.
The shadows of history linger on this busy street corner at 31st and Williams, a place known as Scott's Market. For a century now, a lot of changes and a lot the same.
What's the matter? Oh, you hurt your finger.
Ron Ford is the owner now. Since '76, he's kept the name of Scott's Market, along with the spirit of caring for the people who move through the aisles.
It's gonna be all right.
I found something was made in New York City.
Bud Scott is the grandson of the first Scott to pack a box of groceries on this corner. Granddad, A.L. Scott, opened the place 100 years ago and raised a family big enough to stock the shelves.
Well, originally my grandpa used to meet the train down at the Union Station and buy milk and put it on a wagon and go up and down the alleys and yell out, "Milk for sale."
How you doing there, young man?
The same spirit is still found in Ron's hands. Oh, the selection of things on the shelf has increased, but the job is always the same.
Oh, the same thing we do every day. Try to move the groceries.
If you look closely, you can see some of the changes that have taken place here. The front door used to be over here on this side of the building, but certainly more than the brick or the building have changed in the past century.
They were collapsible boxes.
The business has changed. The choice is paper or plastic now, and the goods arrive by truck, not boxes on the back of a horse-drawn wagon.
And cents, 35 cents a piece or $4.
Well, it's sort of you get involved in it and you just have to stick with it.
And while the changes have taken place through all those years, some things stay the same.
This is Jasmine.
Along the aisles that move the people by the groceries, on a corner that has done nothing else for 100 years. I'm John Nickel, News 4.
Well, that's the Colorado Evening News for this week. Coming up tonight on the late edition, the Royal Palace denies a report that Princess Diana tried to kill herself over her troubled marriage.
And also tonight, it was a quick but violent storm that swept through the metro area today. We'll have a look at some of the damage done tonight on the late edition, right after Game 2 of the NBA championships. Our time's up. Have a great weekend.
Good night.